Hello and welcome to Auditing Accounting 260. I am your instructor and my name is Prashant Rawal. The screen that you are seeing right now is the D2L screen, Desire to Learn, which is where you're going to log in to do the work for the class. First, I'll be posting news items over here. So, it is possible that when you log in, this has not been expanded, okay, and has been collapsed. So you may need to click this, and I will be posting news over here for the class. So let's get into the actual class now. If you go to the content section, if you click on syllabus, what will open up is the syllabus, okay? And my name is Prashant Rawal. I will be your instructor. A little bit about myself. I am among the 3 full-time accounting faculty members at Des Plaines and one among the 4 full-time accounting faculty members for the school. Here are my office hours, my email, and a little bit of information about the course. So I would now like to get to the textbook. The textbook is a custom edition that you will be able to purchase from the bookstore. Whittington Penny 19th edition, but it is a custom edition. People ask me questions, can I not just buy this from Amazon? You can, but the custom edition has cases that you're also going to work on for which you're going to need the textbook. So make sure, and it's much cheaper than what you may find a full edition textbook. So I think it's around $90 to $95. I'm not sure. You can inquire from Amazon. You may be able to get it for $65, $70, but it won't have the cases. So you do need the custom edition. In addition to this textbook, you will also need a class handout packet. It's worth $20, but this is what we will be using for the lectures. Okay, so I strongly recommend not to be penny wise and pound foolish. You should go to the bookstore and buy this. That's the first thing you should do. For the exams, 100 points, 100 points, 100 points, homework quizzes, 140 points, other assignments. These are primarily the cases that I talked about. So total coursework is 500 points. 3 exams. Exams will be available in the testing center until the weeks listed in the syllabus, which I will go over later. First, when I talk about the exams, so what will be the exams? Exams will be multiple choice questions. Why multiple choice questions? Those of you who may have taken my Accounting 153 or 154 basic accounting classes know that I don't really like giving a lot of multiple choice questions. But here it's going to be different. The reason for that is auditing is a test of your judgment, not necessarily a test of memorization. How well have you understood the material, and among the given situations, based on your knowledge of auditing, are you able to pick out the best option? And that requires sound judgment. So this class, we are working towards building your judgment as an auditor. So the exam will have 55 questions. I will grade you out of the best 50 questions. So what do I mean by that? Let me simplify this for you. Let us say you got 45 correct out of the 50 questions. My fault, excuse me. Out of the 55 questions. So your grade then is going to be 45 out of 50, which is 90%. So you can call this as 5 bonus questions. Okay, it's there's a reason why I do it this way, which I will explain to you next. But so long as you understand how the exam is going to be conducted, 55 questions you answer, whatever your grade is, I divide that by 50. I will do this manually. So as soon as you take the exam on D2L, and all of a sudden you don't see that happening, and a question rises, well, that's what the instructor said. Yes, but I have to go in and do it manually, so do not worry if you don't see this format being followed for the exam. I just have to do it manually later on. Now let me explain to you why I do this. What I have learned from my experience is that just like beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, ambiguity is also in the eyes of the beholder. I try very hard to pick out fair questions. These are multiple choice questions. Very hard, but fairness also is subjective. Some may feel, well, this particular question was not necessarily fair. If I would have known that this is what the author is asking, I would have answered it differently. So to avoid those kind of situations, and to be fair to you, I give you 5 bonus questions. Okay, but then why multiple choice questions? The CPA exam today has 70% multiple choice and 30% stimulation exercises, the kind that we'll do in the cases. It is very fast moving towards 80% multiple choice, because audit again is a test of your understanding, and at least for this class, that's the best way to find out if a person has learned or not. Okay, so that's for the exam. Chapter homework quizzes. Every week you will have, after we do the chapters, you will have quizzes, and the quizzes will be given over here. Okay, these are the quiz, chapter 1, chapter 5, chapter 6, and you have the case. This is the case, which I'll go over in more detail later, but these quizzes, you have 2 attempts. I grade you on the best of the 2 attempts. Why do I give you 2 attempts? Well, you get more exposure is a byproduct, but primarily you are given 2 attempts because for some reason there's a technical difficulty because of which you could not finish the first attempt. You always have the second attempt to do it. But that's the primary reason. So if you come to me and say, I had some technical flaws because of which I could not finish the first attempt, well, that's why you have the second attempt. The fact that you're getting the best out of the 2 grades is because of that. Additionally, you also have to understand that, the ultimate objective, while is the technical issue, you are getting exposure to more questions. Now, as far as the quizzes are concerned, once you take the quiz, I show you answers for the incorrect questions. What do I mean by incorrect questions? Those that you got incorrect, I show you answers. Those that you got correct, you don't see answers. My problem is that if I start showing you answers for all, this is a limited test bank. Okay? Because when I'm giving you quizzes or I'm giving you the exam, I am strictly being conservative and using the author's questions. I'm not experimenting. Okay, I do some experimentation, but those are not for grades, and which I'll talk about later. So, when you take the quiz, only answers to incorrect questions are provided. 2 attempts, I'll grade you out of the best attempt. Practice exam. This practice exam, you should take it after you're done in the final week because it will tell you where you stand exactly. But people make one mistake when they take this practice exam. Usually they take it at home, and when they take it at home, they keep the books open and then they take the exam, and then the results over here are significantly different from here. So what I would suggest is once you're done fully, this is when you should take the exam. Those areas that you feel you need more help on is what you should focus on in the final week. Okay? Because you really don't study for exams over here. You build your judgment over the course of all these weeks as you understand the material. Yes, you can do some reviews, but this is not a test of the memorization. By the time the exam comes in, you either know it or you don't. Now, when you go here, this is what you will take in the testing center. Okay, you click over here, it'll ask you for a password. When you go there, the password has been provided to the examiners in the testing center, and they will input the password for you. Okay, same. This is the first section. So let's go back to the syllabus. Exam for the first section should be taken by the 23rd. Exams will be available by tomorrow. You can go anytime to the testing center, which I'll explain later, and you can take the exams. Okay, Second section, same process is followed. Exams need to be taken by 4 or 6. Third section, exams need to be taken by 5, 11. Of course, you can take all the 3 exams if you want Thursday. That's not the way it's supposed to be. Okay? So hopefully, the reason why I have the exams available is because you can build your own schedule. You can take these quizzes anytime you want, but there are due dates by when you have to take the quizzes, because unless you understand the chapters 1 and 2, there's no point in going to chapter 5. So you need to make sure you have taken the quizzes by a certain time, but they are open right now. If you want to take it, feel free to take it. It's up to you. Okay? So that's for the exam formats. Okay? These are the chapters. We go step by step. Now I'll come to the studying pattern for this class. When you go in here and you go to content, section 1, class lectures. These are YouTube lectures that I have recorded for you. I use the workbook. If you open it up, you will follow this along with the workbook, and as I'm explaining, you can look at the workbook and you can understand. So these are my lectures, okay? These are PowerPoint presentations, supplementary material if you need to review it. That's up to you. Now, in the workbook, at the end of each chapter, I have given CPA exam multiple choice questions. Now here is where I do the experimentations. I take questions from the CPA exam, I use it, and then you should do these questions. The first thing you should do is, I do not need you to go and start reading the textbook right away. What I would need you to do is first get the workbook, follow the lectures. Then do this multiple choice questions which are at the end of each chapter in the workbook. Once you're done with that, okay, that's when you should go and, at least for the first time, read the chapters. People who get an A in this class read the chapters 2 to 3 times. Okay, that has happened. There is some reading involved here. Technically this is the last course you should take before sitting for the CPA. So yes, there's going to be some work involved here. And then you have homework solutions. What are these homework solutions? If you go here, I have given you homework problems. These problems are not graded, okay? But you should do these problems and look for the solutions over here. So the homework problems are not graded. So what is graded? The quizzes are graded. Unless you really do the homework problems, you apply yourself, you follow the lectures, you're not going to be able to do well over here. So how do I know you're doing the work? Through these quizzes. Okay. All right. So that's how you should follow the pattern for study. Section 1, same is section 2, same is section 3. Okay? When you do section 1, as I said, do this, follow this, do the multiple choice questions at the end, okay, of the workbook, and then finally go in, read the chapter the first time, then do the homework, and then if you feel you need more information, it's still hazy, you can reread the chapters, and then finally you should take the quizzes. Okay, our week starts from Monday and ends on Monday. So when you go here, the quiz for chapters 1 and 2 is due by Monday night next week. Okay, and then chapter 5 the week after and onwards. Chapters 1 and 2 are 2 small chapters which can be combined into one. They talk about the auditing profession, and then we actually get into internal control analysis with chapter 5 and onwards. Okay, that's how you need to go and study for this class. That's the suggested pattern. Of course, you can decide how you want to study. But let me go back to the content section over here. Okay, FAQs for the exams. I open this up. When will the exams be available? Here are the dates when the exams will be available. Where can I take the exam? You can take the exam either at Des Plaines Testing Center or at Skokie Testing Center. How many hours should I keep aside for the exam? I don't think it should take you so long, but I give you 3 hours for the exam. Will the exam be open book? No. And it's not required in this class. This is not memorization. This is understanding. it will be a closed book. Should I take an ID card with me? Yes, they'll ask for one. Where can I get more information about the testing center? If you click over here, it has the all the information, including the phone numbers and everything for the testing center. I suggest you call ahead of time, ask them about their hours, and then go there so that you are fully prepared. Okay? So that's as far as the exams and testing centers are concerned. There are certain class rules that we will follow. And here are the class rules. D2L should be our primary source of communication. If you communicate to me through the emails, my regular email, I'll tell you that I'm going to respond back through D2L. Why do I do that? Because I get many emails on my regular email, and I don't want to miss your email. Your email is the most important thing for me. So I only use D2L so that way I can keep track of your emails, I can organize it. If there's more information needed, I can then call you, whatever I need to do to make sure you get your answers. My rule is that I'll get back to you within 24 business hours of your sending me email. Okay? I do not check my emails on weekends unless during an exam week. Weekends are personal days off for me. Our weeks will start on Monday nights and end on Monday night. Okay? The exam grades will be updated manually by me to reflect the 5 bonus questions in the exam, and that upgrade will be done after the exams are over. So these are some rules that you need to keep in mind when you're working in the class. Okay? So that's for the class. Now what is this? I'm going to go over this, each and every link. What is this podcast? If you click over here, okay, a podcast link should open up. The password is balance, all lowercase, B-A-L-A-N-C-E. And here I have some podcasts for you. And after every section, I may ask you to review. These are 10 or 15-minute clips. This should help you get a better understanding. Okay, so that's that. After that, I have posted study guides for the exams. As I say, I only posted the study guides because it makes some students feel good that they have something to refer to. But as I told you, at this level you are a professional, you have gained a good understanding of the material, you can go and you can take the exam. While I give 55 questions for the exam, okay, I grade you out of 100, which means the maximum grade that you can get is 100 points. You cannot get more than 100 points. Although you may score 55, it'll still be 100. So please keep that in mind. So here are the study guides. The cases. The cases that are due are all multiple choice questions as well. Here are all the instructions for the cases. I have given you, so I would watch this link before I start with the cases. When are the cases due? The cases are due right here. This is all that you need to do. Go in and take the case, and again, the best of the two options is what I'm going to grade you on. But the case does require you to do some work. Okay, it requires you to answer questions, understand these are 3 Enron cases, the Enron debacle. Okay, so please make sure you review this. I have explained in detail for the cases. Okay, I'll explain this later. Here is Sarbanes-Oxley Act, the link to the Sarbanes-Oxley Act. Okay, you can download this if you want. This is just for your purposes. A white paper for internal control, and chapters 1 and 2. If you have not purchased the handout, or it's going to take you a couple of days to go to the bookstore, you can get started because the handout chapters 1 and 2 I have posted here for you. So you do not get delayed in getting the work started, which is the reason why I have posted the handouts. You can of course download this. And as I say, at the end of every chapter there are multiple choice questions, which you can see I have posted at the end. Okay? These are the multiple choice questions for which I have provided you solutions. Okay? Right here. Okay? So going back to our contents, chapters 1 and 2. Now let me get to the final part of this class, Statement on Auditing Standards, known as SAS. I take you to the AICPA website, and right from SAS, this AU stands for Audit Objective, SAS stands for Statement on Auditing Standards. The AICPA continuously publishes new standards, okay, and they are updated over here. Audit sections 118, 119. What are these standards all about? So, analytical procedures, more reflection in Statement on Auditing Standards 56. If you want to understand more, as you go through the class, you will see that there will be, as you go through the lectures, there will be Statement on Auditing Standards. You're not required to memorize this for the CPA exam, or neither for my class. But if you need more information, this class essentially is to give you an understanding about auditing. Okay, but if you want to get more detail, you can always come here, look at the SAS's audit objectives. One more SAS, important one, is SAS 99 after Enron. Okay, very important. This came through. If you want to read more about this, you can always click here, okay, and get more overview about the Statement of Auditing Standards, the standard of fieldwork, etc. So this is for additional information for you. As they get published, the auditing profession continuously evolves, right? And as it evolves, new rules and regulations are needed. Recently issued SAS, we are right up to SAS 129, okay? Using the work of internal auditors, audit interpretations. So if you click on page 2, here are the sections most recently published. Okay. So the work has been done until 121, and the AICPA is working on this right now. Okay, and they will soon upload this on their website, the Statement of Auditing Standards. Again, this is additional information for you, but right now, as I say, this class is more about understanding the auditing profession. Remember, we need to do this work in 16 weeks. There's so much we can do. But what we need to do here is get you trained in auditing so that you are ready for the CPA exam. And then there's additional information if time permits. So this, in a sense, is the entire course, the way it will be conducted. Okay. If you have any questions, our primary source of communication, D2L, email me. I'll be posting weekly information for you, at least during the first section of the class, so that you understand, and then soon you'll get used to the class pattern. But this is the pattern we're going to follow for the class. Okay. I want to wish you all the best, and I look forward to an exciting 16 weeks with you. And hopefully by the end, you will feel that you have enough understanding of this profession. Thank you, and welcome again.